Hello guys, Chemical back here with another NHRL F1 League video. This time we're at Spain. So just putting my setup here, gonna lead you to my first lap. The mediums to hards is the best strategy here. Make sure the hards don't really go off. So we're here on what will be my fastest lap of the session. I have two 10 wings for this track. The rear end stability here is really important, so that's why the rear downforce is really high. Go a little bit too much on that curb on the left through turn 2. Turn 3 pretty good. And we're going to end with a 21.1 first sector, which is pretty good on the medium tires. Down into here, brake a little too late, go a little wide, but kind of fix it up on the exit. Through here, you either want to get all the way on that left side curb or not even touch it at all. Here, just through here, a little bit of oversteer, almost into the gravel. Now into the hairpin. Again, just kind of outbrake myself there. Almost spin on the exit. Coming through here. Don't want to touch this curb at all. It will immediately spin you. Now I'm about to come through the chicane. Fix it up kind of from the terrible entry that I had. Through the final corner. And I'm going to set a 15.9. My fastest lap on mediums that I had practiced is a 15.5, but 15.9 is eh. Now I'm just going on the softs here just to kind of feel out what my pace was on the softs, see if I'm comfortable with them in case I have to ever go on them during the race. So about a 14.9, 15.0 is good on the softs. Little sloppy through the first couple of corners. Then coming through the final corner, I'm going to just pull in the pit road, but you see I'm about 8/10 up, about to go into the final corner here. So it would have been about a 15.1, maybe a high 15.0. About to start another lap on softs with just a little bit left in the session. Again, around 14.9 is a really good lap on the softs. So make sure you want to enter that first corner all the way on the curb. It gives you better turn-in. And through here you see I'm up 9/10 through the chicane. Gonna be up about 9.5/10. Would have been about a 14.95. Overall, that would have been a decent lap if I was on the soft strategy, which I'm not. Coming through here, just watching some people do their laps here. As we see, the Renault actually spins out here. And then gonna jump to my teammate who actually almost wrecked on his mediums lap. So he's actually gonna do a soft lap, and we see him. That's not him. We see him coming across the line now, and he runs a 15.2 and takes the pole. So I'm gonna be second. He's gonna be first. Hoping for a great start for the both of us, and hopefully we can get another 1-2 for our team. As we see here, the strategy mediums to hards. Lap 13 is the optimal pit lap. Maybe pit a little bit sooner if I feel like I may need to undercut someone. But we'll see. Putting in 36.3 liters or laps of fuel. I always like to overfuel to about 3 to 3.5 laps so I can be really aggressive on the first couple laps. So it's all about getting a good start here, making sure I stay at least in P2. Don't want to fall back to 3rd or 4th or anything like that, because that can really ruin any chance I have at a win. My teammate, he's on the soft to hard strategy, gonna pit around lap 8. So 5 red lights and lights are out. And not a very good start. AlphaTauri thinking about making it 3 wide in the first corner, backs out, and I'm able to barely keep P2 as my teammate already out to a 6.5/10 lead. Looking behind me, want to make sure I get out of the DRS of the cars behind me, make sure I can stay somehow within a second of my teammate, even though he is on those better soft tires. Already down 8/10 though, through the first couple of corners, through the about first sector and a half. Almost getting the gravel there, but gaining a little bit of time on my teammate. Yep, you want to use, sometimes you can use that curb. Lost me a little time through there. Very hard to keep up with the soft tires through there, but I managed. Now coming into the hairpin. Again, I have an issue with kind of braking a little late in the hairpin and getting a bunch of oversteer on the exit, so you see that again. There's about 7/10, keeping that gap between me and my teammate. I've already pulled a 1.2 second gap to the car behind me, however, as I almost spin out right there on the exit of the chicane, but I'm using overtake. I don't think my teammate is, as I am gaining a good amount of time on him. Now it looks like he might have turned it on. Now we skip to lap 3. This is where the DRS is on. 6/10 behind my teammate. In DRS range, just have to be there for whenever we get to that DRS zone right at the end of sector 2. And a virtual safety car comes out, actually. So that might help me depending on where the safety car ends at. So you're looking here, my team is actually speeding under safety car, and later in the lap he was told that he would need to give up the time, go back to about anywhere between 6 to 9/10. So we're just at this moment informing him right now that he would have to back off. So that's what he's starting to do here. He backs off to about 9/10-ish. Just want to make sure I can keep in his DRS. As you see, I do have his DRS here. Lap 5, about 8/10 back. My car's starting to come in. His tires are starting to wear. Almost spin, and he actually loses it. He loses it. I'm going to have to dodge his car, almost get hit, go off into the gravel. This is terrible for us. Now I drop back to P3, and it looks like he's all the way back in 4th. Terrible. And he drops to 5th. I'm still going to be about a second behind the cars in front of me, but absolutely terrible for us. Reminiscent of a different incident with, well, not really reminiscent, but an incident with Merckx at Spain. Behind the AlphaTauri here, looking to pass him, go to the outside, put my tire in the grass a little bit, and then undercut him, and we just kind of meet together, barely touch, go over that curb. Gonna lose a good amount of time to the Renault, but getting past the AlphaTauri there, and didn't really want to make contact, but it just ended up happening. Now 1.6 seconds behind the Renault, skip forward, almost spinning there, now in the DRS of the Renault. Using overtake, using rich. As you see, I've used a ton of fuel already. 1.4 laps only left on fuel. Only 4/10 behind the Renault now. Coming into the chicane here on lap 8. Almost spinning again. Keeping the car stable enough to where I'm going to have a good run. Have the DRS. It's like he may not be using overtake. I am. Pull out and go for a late lunge. He almost turns in. I'm there. And I'm able to complete the pass around the outside. Daring move. Barely get it done, but I'm going to be able to get the lead here on lap number 9. Scheduled to pit in about 4 laps. Coming around here, lap 12. He's still only 6/10 behind me. He was really able to just stay in my DRS. I wasn't really able to pull away because how terrible I was at the chicane. But coming into the pits now, looking for an undercut, hit the wall a little bit. Luckily, do not get any damage. Gonna pull in here, perfect pit speed. Putting on the hards now.
Go now.
Almost get held up by the AlphaTauri. Luckily, come out just in front of him. A lap car in front of me, right up there, the Alfa Romeo. Gonna come out of the pits here in 4th. We have 3 cars in front of me who have yet to pit for new tires, and we see my teammate is 4.1-ish seconds behind me here. And now this lap is all about just trying to get the best in-lap, or not in-lap, best out-lap I can and try to jump the Renault. So coming around here, basically like a qualifying lap, but on the hards. Hitting perfectly through there, but then just oversteer into the gravel. Using that curb, could have used it a little bit more. That almost sent my car in the gravel there. And it looks like my teammate at this point has turned to a two-stop strategy because he has those mediums on. But you got the lap car here. Don't really want to get held up behind him. He actually pulls over, which was very nice. I wouldn't have to deal with his dirty air. Purple sector 2 I set. So this outlap has been great so far. You see all the cars in front of me are in the pits. Out of the last corner. And that wasn't a purple last sector. But you see the Renault not even out of the pits yet. There he is now. And I got a pretty good lead with an amazing outlap on those hard tires. About a 2-second lead because of how good that outlap was. And now I only have about a lap extra on fuel, so this is where I decided I need to start saving. See here, I actually set my fastest lap of the race in 18.8, purple last sector, using that curb on entry just through there on lap 15. Lap 18 now, coming through, 3.6 second gap to the car behind, and a safety car comes out. And that is unfortunate because I had a really good chance of winning this race. As long as I didn't make a huge mistake, I felt like I had it. But now we're going to pit in for the medium tires. Pitting in, hoping not to get held by anyone. I'm able to come out just in time to where the Renault doesn't hold me. As you see, it looks like no one has stayed out. Everyone behind is coming into the pits here. And unfortunately, under the safety car, the AlphaTauri actually lagged out. And at the beginning of this run, as you see, the safety car still not going in this lap. And then it actually says it's coming in this lap as we're going into the chicane. So I have to back up the whole entire field very, very slowly because I don't want to get screwed over by when I go here. So waiting for the safety car to get in pit lane, and then I just jump it. Get on the overtake, get on the rich. As you see, the AlphaTauri is an AI right now, so he will lose a couple of positions. The Renault just trying to follow in my slipstream here. And I'm just trying to make sure that I can pull away one whole second. As you see, I'm already 7/10 out, even though he was only 3 when we entered the corner. Much better than him basically everywhere on the track, except for maybe the exit of the chicane. Just coming through here, 7/10 still, just making sure I can try to hit my marks as perfectly as I can, as I kind of overshoot the corner there and try to fix it up on exit. Through here, don't want to use the curb. Perfect exit. Already the gap is up to 9.5 tenths. And full throttle now. Turning on the overtake. Just want to make sure I get out of that range. A purple second sector. Already 2 tenths down on my fastest lap. Coming through the final sector. And through the chicane. Already 1.1 seconds up. Get a bunch of oversteer again every single time through that chicane. But 1.1 seconds up. As I said, a fastest lap of 17.9. Fastest lap of the race. My teammate is in the pits. He actually ran in the back of someone, unfortunately. So that ended up giving him severe wing damage. Already 1.2 seconds up on the Renault here. And this lap has been feeling really good. 6 tenths up through the first sector. So now all I have to do is just kind of maintain the pace that I had last lap if I want a really good lap for fastest lap here, as the Renault 1.1, 1.2 almost seconds behind me still. Not really having gained anything on him this lap, but just trying to make sure that I can pull out, just keep that 1 second gap, as I'm only 5.5 tenths up through the second sector. And now the gap is growing, 1.3 seconds, and then almost spinning out again every single time through that chicane. But 1.5 seconds is the gap, and I set a 17.49 as my fastest lap of the race to this point. Just got a big enough gap to where as long as I can not have a big mistake, I'll be able to keep it. And you see, skipping the lap 26 here, the gap is now 3.2 seconds. And now it's about 2.8. But just making sure that I run nice, consistent laps so that gap stays large enough to where I can still make a mistake and be fine. So now lap 29, coming to 30, 4.5 seconds is the gap, gaining about half a second every single lap on the car behind. Only 4 tenths off my fastest lap, even though these tires are about 10 laps old at this point of green running. Let's do there, almost have an incident. And now through the hairpin on lap 31. Just coming through here, maintaining my tires. And actually, someone sets a faster lap, a 17.1, 3 tenths faster than my fastest lap. So I made sure that I was going to start saving overtake for the final lap. Try to set a fastest lap on the last lap. On to the last lap now. 6.7 seconds is the gap. Now this is where I have to push as hard as I can to try to get that fastest lap back. I know in my fastest lap so far, I have a decent-ish mistake in the second sector where I can gain probably 2-3 tenths on. So it's all about the rest of the lap, and if I can hit that section perfectly. After the first sector, about a tenth down on my lap, so if I can fix up that mistake, I'll be about a tenth and half up on my lap. But also, if I can just try to hit the best chicane that I can, I might be able to get it. So almost going the gravel there, very close, as there's a car parked up on the side. And through the second sector, down again a tenth and a half. Almost spinning there. It'll be a miracle for me to be able to get fastest lap here. I would almost need to just straight line the chicane to be able to do it. Coming through into the chicane and completely botch it. No chance I get fastest lap. Coming through the final corner. I'm gonna win at Spain though. My third victory of the season. And that is gonna help me a lot in the championship. As you see here, I now have a 22-point lead over the AlphaTauri with 3 wins, 3 poles, and 2 fastest laps to my name. My teammate already 30 points behind me. Now if we look at team standings, we're actually 50 points ahead of the second place team, the Renaults, as the AlphaTauri really doesn't have any help. Thank you for watching.